I have gathered a couple of people that I know, some I don't know, and some Black content creators, and asked them a few questions about racism. And here are their responses. So the first set of questions was basically, who are you and where are you from?
Mary, Kentucky.
This is Glenn Durham from Louisville, Kentucky.
My name is Melvin Durham. I'm your uncle from Louisville, Kentucky.
My name is Paula Watts, I guess Louisville, Kentucky.
The third question was, how would you define racism in 5 words or less?
Very serious.
It's alive and well.
Evil, nasty, it's just a very disgusting people.
It's ugly. God don't like it.
Racism is disgusting.
Unnecessary hate toward specific people, yes.
The fourth question was simple. Do you have any experiences that you can contribute towards racism? And if they did, I asked them to elaborate.
My whole life, all I know is people not liking you because of the skin of your color or sitting on the back of the bus. With my mother, we would get on the bus to go meet my father on a Friday afternoon where he worked. They made us sit in the back of the bus. We could not sit up the front of the bus. We came here because of better schools. And we got here, the schools are excellent. I have many people in my family that are not Black. They are a different race. And because of your race, you know, they tend to judge you for that. I know when we first got here, my daughter, she's dead now, I attribute this to her being Black and how they treated her at school. To the car owner to get my oil change. Well, I know we have this thing that's going on that we have to send 6 apart. But this white gentleman at the car dealer told me to go out in the heat. It was like 100 and something, because he didn't like me, because, you know, I don't know why. I don't know if it was the color of my skin or what. And so I sat down until he got it down. And I told him, I said, hey, I'll be sitting right here. Everybody else was sitting inside. And the police don't like it because you're just Black. How can you live in no condition when people treat you like you're a criminal?
I have an 8-year-old daughter that you might know of, and I got 50-50 custody of it. Well, my ex-wife is Caucasian, Gabby is mixed, but we have 50-50 custody. So she takes the baby and keeps the baby away for 6 weeks where I can't find her. Then she goes and files child support, and they give her child support. They put a child support judgment against me. Divorce agreement, there was never supposed to be child support anyway. I asked the judge at that point, should we have a DNA? She said, if you want, you can go to Walmart and get one for $25 and do it yourself. I never did that. She took the baby and was gone for 6 weeks and went and filed child support, and they put a judgment against me. So I went down there and I went to court over it, and the lady said, I'm going to give you 365 days to serve if you don't pay child support. I said, do you remember the agreement? She said, yeah, but you've not lived up to it. You didn't keep the baby. It's not been 6 weeks. Fine, good, and well. I said, okay, you do what you have to do, but I know what the court order says. So she gave me 365 days to do. In November, I've been to court like 3 times. I took my toothbrush the last time because she said, if you come back down here and I have to see you in my courtroom, you better have your toothbrush with you. I took my toothbrush with me and laid it on her counter. Well, she came up with something else to not put me in jail. I didn't fight her. I said, let's go to jail, because this is all racism. I'm married to a Caucasian woman. This is a Caucasian judge. I got to go back to court in November. I think it's November the 17th. And I'm taking my toothbrush again. This lady is truly racist. I filed the first charge against Georgia for abuse. She kicked me in the groin and snatched the baby out of the house and took off and went to be with her boyfriend. I let it go. I went to the courthouse. That was at the beginning. It started the procedure to divorce. Well, we got in front of this judge for that, and the same judge did our divorce. The same judge has been through this whole case. So I know that she knows the whole story. There's no need for her to play like she doesn't. I consider that racism.
I used to be a bouncer in a nightclub. This was back in 1975. It was a white police officer. You know, they're supposed to obey, not obey, but supposed to serve. But he said some derogatory remarks about black people at the time being. So I didn't really care for it, and then he tried to take actions against me, tried to hurt my being, try to hurt me, I guess I should say. So, long story short, he got a chair put over his head.
When my oldest daughter was a little girl, we were at McDonald's and she was playing in one of the little playhouses, or the play place or whatever they call it. So she was in there playing, and I was sitting there, and she was playing with this little girl that was there, and her dad came up and grabbed her and said, "We don't play with their kind," and walked her off, which hurt my feelings because she didn't understand that, because we weren't raised that way. My youngest son, Beck, he's like 13 now. We were going to breakfast one morning, and Jim, my husband, of course, is white, was carrying him into the restaurant, and this old white man, well, actually it was two, walked up to Jim and Beck, and I was still in the car getting the diaper bag and stuff together, and he looked at Beck, pointed at him, and said, "If I thought I could outrun you, I'd hit you in your mouth."
Wow. Oh my God.
And Jim was like, I was like, "Ah! Somebody get the police up there. I'm going to kill us all." I was like, but then because Jim was so calm, I just thought maybe I misunderstood what was said. And so I asked him, and he was like, "No, that's what he said. But what am I going to do? I was like, we're going to fight him. We're going to put Beck in his car seat, and we're going to fight him."
I remember when I just started to go onto the internet, as soon as someone heard my voice, they immediately just told me to shut up and then just added the N-word at the end.
Not really. I mean, I've been followed around in stores, but it was nothing really serious.
The fifth question was, how did you feel afterwards, and did you have any emotions that stuck?
Heart was broken. Again, I experienced a heartache. Like I'm in the 50s, 60s, where they didn't allow blacks in their business, but you could do business with them.
I have some ill will toward the court system because they can sit behind that bench and do whatever they want to do. Yeah. And they got your life in their hands.
Oh yeah, it bothered me for a couple of days. So it made me sick at the stomach. Because the way we was raised, everybody's supposed to love one another.
I was shocked. I was a bit hurt because I didn't know how to react.
The sixth question was, how about any thoughts at that time or even afterwards?
I killed myself. Leave me alone. It's hard. It's painful.
In it, but I know God is better than all this courts and all this whole mess. It's God's got me, and I'm gonna go fight the battle. I'm just gonna show up and let God fight the battle.
I was thinking, why would the guy pick on me? Rooting me out of the whole crowd just to target me. I couldn't paint a picture of it. I was like, why?
But it did make me realize like how some people in this world can say it so easily behind a screen, but never to someone's face because they don't know how they will react. I'm not saying this in the terms of violence, I'm just saying in terms of what an actual human being would do.
And that concludes everyone's interview. Now I know this was pretty long and I apologize for that, but I think most of these stories needed to be heard. And I'm pretty sure yours needs to be heard too. So that's why I created this. Small voices, same impact. Racism comes in many forms and it can happen to everyone.
Black Lives Matter.
And they always will.